Hi guys, my name is Val, in case you don't know, in case you're new here, and welcome to my show. In the start of the new year, I've been getting some questions about supplements, and I thought it would be a good time to make a video about them because I do take certain supplements, not a lot of them, although looking at my pile now, I feel like I'm taking a lot of them. But anyway, so people often ask me, what should I take? If I could only take one supplement, which one would it be? Or even just what did they do? Because it took me a while to figure it out. It took a lot of Googling, and then I just kind of figured it out as I went, and also by trial and error. So instead of you making all these mistakes by yourself, I'm going to show you what I take. Now, it's important to note that none of these supplements or brands are sponsoring me. I just kind of have preferences, and I'll tell you what they are because sometimes it's not about the brand, it's more about the ingredients or lack thereof. So in an ideal world, we would get all our vitamins, nutrients, and macronutrients from food. That's the basis of how the body works. You put the fuel in, and then it does some stuff, and it works with all the things that you do, and then it comes back out. So sometimes though, in our lives, we're busy or we train really hard and then we don't get enough of certain nutrients or certain vitamins. So in those times, we can supplement, that's why they're called supplements, our nutrition with these things to either help us recover or help us gain muscle or sometimes even lose weight in an indirect way. So let's get started. The number one supplement I take is protein powder because I have a hard time eating meat. Not that I don't like it, just sometimes I get really bored, like especially chicken breast. After a while, I feel like I could puke it. I feel like it just rolls around in my mouth and I don't want to swallow it. So in those times, I just tend to have less meat in my diet and add a little bit more either chickpeas or other types of protein and then some protein powder to supplement my nutrition. So the protein I use is this kind here. It's a harmonized vegan protein and this is vanilla. I also, when I started buying this, let me just tell you a little bit about me. I don't digest well any type of dairy. So you might not know this, but whey protein is made with milk. And so for me, it was always a struggle to digest. I was having awful bloat and gas. TMI, sorry. But it was really bad, and so I swore off protein powders and protein supplements in general for the longest time, but then I was having trouble keeping up with my training, keeping up just building muscle because I wasn't getting enough protein in my diet. So then I fell in love with this kind of protein. It's not just soy-based, there's like 5 different plant-based proteins, and that was important to me because I didn't think soy was a good alternative to whey, or not by itself anyway. I think by having this, my muscles are reacting really well, and I did start off with the unflavored, which tastes like cardboard. It's an acquired taste, but for me, I didn't want anything added to it. I just wanted to try it as is, and then I moved on to the vanilla, which is a great addition because sometimes you need a little flavor. One thing I was worried about was stevia. It's a type of sweetener. It's supposed to be natural. For me, it tasted like poison. Usually when there's stevia in something, I can taste it and I hate it. And that's why I stayed away from the flavored proteins also, because it always bugged me and then I wouldn't want to have any. And then it was the same thing as with like chicken, where I just didn't want it. And I had all this chicken and all this protein powder. So I'm really glad that I found a type, this brand that tastes very lightly of stevia and I can stand it, because otherwise I just wouldn't have bought it. Another very important supplement that I take is BCAAs. I don't know if you can see this. This is also unflavored, by the way. And I take this after my workouts. I know you can take it before and during and even on rest days probably. But for me, I found that this works better after workouts. It's a supplement, basically BCAAs means branched chain amino acids. And that's normally what you would find in protein, but it's just a little additive. I'm not sure how, I should do more research before making a video like this, but I'm not sure how they take those branched chain aminos and like make them into a powder that is not protein, but that is protein. That's a little unclear in my head, but still, this is great. Highly recommend it. Flavored, unflavored, I don't care, that's up to you. For a muscle recovery. After your workout, you take it right away. I take it as a shot because, warning, unflavored tastes like shit. For me, it tastes like skunk. So I've always had them unflavored. My old MMA coach had them unflavored, and I just got used to it. I take it as a shot on my tongue, water, swoosh it around, swallow it, that's it. So I found that this helps a lot with recovery. I'm not as sore. I can go to the gym the next day. Those are things that I look for in supplements because that's the type of thing that I would take. Not so much to enhance my performance, but more to help me keep up. If you watch my vlogs, you've probably heard me talk about this. These magnesium supplements are gold to me. They are awful, I hate them, and also they help a lot. Basically how it works is, I know that magnesium is an essential mineral, and I know that it has a role in a lot of cellular exchanges, I think, in your body. I'm not sure which ones, and apparently it's responsible for a lot of stuff. But the problem with these pills, and I'm taking, I don't want to say it wrong, I'm taking magnesium oxide. There are different types that you can take. There's sometimes even in multivitamins. So if you have that in your multivitamin, don't take this on top of it, because you're supposed to be taking 50 milligrams. This is 100, and what that means is that you're gonna get some side effects, and they're not fun. I was nauseous, I felt like puking, I was dizzy, it was awful, and I had no idea it was magnesium until somebody told me. They were like, hey, have you been taking like way too much magnesium? I was like, oh my god, yes. But the really good thing about magnesium is that it helps you recover so fast, and it also apparently helps with if you're getting mental fog, depending on what you're eating, or if you're really tired, or you know, if you're going low carb type thing. You shouldn't go low carb, that's not what I'm saying, but if you're going lower carb and you're having a little difficulty, or even letting go of sugar, magnesium will help you. I normally take it just because I get really sore and I have trouble recovering, even with the BCAAs, so that's why I take it. This is a newer supplement on my list, and it is a green supplement. Why? Because I'm not very good at eating all the vegetables that I should be eating. And the reason for that is I'm just the type of person who really likes fruit. So when I have to pick, I'm really unhappy about picking spinach over strawberries. And I know that's bad, so that's why I take these things. And I bought this one off of, no, that's not true, I was gonna say off Amazon, but you can find it on Amazon. I bought it at a health food store, and it's, you know, it's vegan, it's raw, it's gluten-free, although I don't really care, it's organic. So basically it's just a whole bunch of vegetables, mostly green vegetables, I think, that are just ground up into this little powder that, ugh, it's looking ugly, that you have to keep refrigerated to keep it, you know, in the best state possible. And you mix it into your smoothie or water, although water probably tastes like shit. I mean, it says now better taste, but in my opinion, if it's green, it probably doesn't taste good just by itself. But I do take it because it's important to have vegetables in your diet for antioxidants, for fiber. Although in here, I'm not sure how much fiber will really get in there since it's powder form, but you know, vitamin C, iron, whole bunch of stuff that I'm probably lacking, I can find in here to help me. Obviously, it's a supplement. It doesn't make up for having a poor diet. So I try to have all my vegetables as much as possible, and then when I feel like I'm lacking, I just dig into this. My last supplement is a little bit controversial. Why? Because it's a pre-workout supplement. And I'm only saying this because I've used it, and I want to inform you about it because a lot of people tend to have these at gyms, and if you don't know and they offer it to you, you might be in for a surprise. So what I normally do pre-workout is just have some black coffee, maybe a little Americano, you know, some espresso in there. That usually helps, but if I'm really struggling and I'm not doing too much cardio, now this is important, I will take a pre-workout supplement that I've decided that was worthy after much studying of the ingredients. So basically what happens is there's usually a lot of caffeine in here, and B vitamins and taurine, and sometimes some stuff that makes your skin itchy. That stuff, that's what you need to be worried about, because if you don't know, you're gonna be itchy. I found that some flavors sometimes make it worse, which is really weird. But basically, if you're doing a lot of cardio, caffeine is just gonna make it a lot worse. Like, you're gonna be, you know, chest pumping, out of breath, dizzy. So it's important for you to know ahead of time. If you're gonna be doing a lot of cardio, you probably don't wanna do this. But if you wanna be really motivated to lift really heavy weights, let's say it's a PR day, hey, you can have some. It's probably gonna help. But, you know, be mindful. So I have this on really bad days when I'm lifting heavy, but I found that during cardio, it's just so bad, so bad. It's, you know, comparable to magnesium, but kind of worse because your heart's just like pumping out of your chest. So I don't recommend it, although it is something that's available and a lot of people take. And if somebody offers it to you, take a half dose. Honestly, it'll be enough for you because this is the type of thing that you can definitely build a resistance to. You'll see people like taking 2 scoops and then they're like, oh, I have to cycle off of it for a while because I don't feel anything anymore. Yeah, that's scary. So just so you know, this is the equivalent of hard drugs in a gym before doing steroids. So those are all the supplements that I take or rarely take, as is the case for the last one. And I hope that was informative for you. If you want me to do more videos like this where I talk about either stuff that I do, stuff that I take, stuff that I eat, let me know in the comments. I want to know. So you guys take care. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Oh, this you crazy mother.